going, guys? How you guys doing tonight? Scott Look, Pike Lake Kenny. Brian Burns, Wisconsin Outlook. How's it going? Not too much going on here. Been dealing with a crappy baby for the last like 2 weeks now. It's kind of hindering the videos and the fishing and stuff lately. I don't know if it's her teething or what's been going on with her lately, but yeah, she's had like liquid diarrhea and stuff the last 2 weeks now, and she's very, very crabby all the time and stuff. So it's no fun around this house. How's it going, Todd? You guys been fishing this past weekend? I know Todd was. Yeah, I didn't come with you and Kyle on Sunday, Todd, just because the baby situation and stuff. It is hard to get away from the house. We actually had plans for the Super Bowl too, and ended up having to cancel those just because uh, she was so crabby. On Saturday and Sunday, but fishing was slow, I thought. How much ice you got where you're at, Lake Kenny? I haven't been out now since that last pike video that I uploaded for you guys. So it's been almost 2 weeks. But my buddy said that there's 24 inches here. Okay, see you later, Todd. Have a good one. Stay safe. I had a buddy take me with him for whitefish. He said it was a bad bite that day. We got 7 keepers between the 4 of us. Okay. At least you got something to eat, though. Whitefish are excellent eating fish. Yeah, I was supposed to go fishing. Kyle, Wisconsin fisherman, called me Saturday night and asked if I wanted to go fishing. Him and Todd Swainsby that just left here. They went up to the last lake that Kyle did his pike fishing video on, and yeah, I was supposed to go up there, but with the way the baby's been lately, her teething and stuff has been, I just haven't been able to get away from the house. So we're supposed to do that, but hopefully this Wednesday I'm going to be able to get out and do some not crappie, some walleye fishing on tip ups. Got some crappies in Bayfield County, slip bobbers. Sounds good. I give the one that I got to my buddy to feel like cleaning just one fish. Yeah, I do that a lot of times too. I did smoke some ribs yesterday, though I didn't do a video on it, but I had my father-in-law, who's a pretty good welder, build me a charcoal basket for my Oklahoma Joe smoker, so that Oklahoma Joe smoker seemed to run excellent after I got that thing. Yeah, hopefully Wednesday anyhow, we're gonna get out and do some more or do some walleye fishing. I haven't done any walleye fishing at all yet this year, so going out to the good spot too. So I mean, hopefully we get out there. Depends on how things go around the house here, but yeah, should be able to get on some walleye anyways. Never catch anything that's real huge out there. I think I've been fishing that lake for a few years now. It's my main walleye spot, but the biggest one I've caught is like 22 inches. So, yeah, but we catch a lot of good eaters though. That's why I like going there, and we catch a lot of numbers. So it's good walleye lake. Season's been pretty rough. Too warm. Yeah, it has been. No snow cover, which is pretty important too. Yeah, it's been warm, raining, stuff like that. Really slows it down. We fished from 4 p.m. till 10:30. 4 flags, no fish Sunday. We had 15 tip-offs out, 28 flags, 14 pike, 24 inches and less, no keepers. That's a pretty good day. A lot of minnows. Definitely a lot of minnows you going through that many flags out. That's a good day though. 14 pike. I was hoping Todd stayed around. I was curious how they did. I seen some pictures that Kyle posted on his Wisconsin Fisherman page, but looks like they got on some pike. Are you a Vexar guy or a hummingbird? I've never actually used personally anything but a Vexilar, so I have to say that I'm a Vexilar guy. I don't know though. I have buddies that have Markhams and stuff, and the Markhams look real nice. My buddy has a RT9 Markham, and that thing's awesome. Yeah, 3 dozen. That's a lot of minnows. Definitely worth it though. If you're not buying if you don't have an aquarium or something like that to keep all your bait in anyways, it seems like you're buying at least 2 dozen every time anyways. How's it going, Dells? Yeah, I'm almost ready for the winter to be over with now. I'm, as much as I love ice fishing, I'm kind of done with this winter. Although we're supposed to get some more snow here in the next few days too. Uh, it's actually snowing out pretty good here right now. I think we're supposed to get 3 inches for the next 3 days. So 3 inches today, 3 inches tomorrow, and 3 inches on Wednesday. The Good Life, how's it going? Welcome. Not too sure I've seen you in here before, so welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't been in here, I apologize. Don't remember everybody. Is it just me, or is this time of year the slowest fishing? Depends on where you're going, what spots you're setting up on, stuff like that. I do excellent this time of year on walleyes still. Early ice and stuff is excellent for walleyes, but I do really well myself this time of year. I honestly don't even start fishing walleyes a lot of times until this time of year. Like I haven't been out at all for walleyes yet this year. I'm probably going Wednesday. Yeah, I want to get out and do some more big pike fishing too. The season's closing here in a quick hurry. What do we got, like a little over 3 weeks left before season closes? So I got to get out on some pike, some walleye yet. I gotta try to continue to catch brown trout, I guess, too. So how about that defensive game? Yeah, that was. I mean, it's good football, defensive game, but that was a pretty boring game. The halftime show was terrible. This is becoming a real joke. Patriots won it again too. That's getting to be pretty run of the mill there. Like to see some different teams get in there, but gotta beat them. But he had all 3 kids out this weekend. They all had a blast playing cards at night in the shack. Yeah, that's fun. I want to get my shack out yet this year too, so I can do stuff like that. But it hasn't happened yet. There's definitely safe ways to do it now, of course, but just haven't been able to get her out of the house lately. I usually do best first ice and start doing good again the third week of February. Although you didn't like Adam Levine shirtless. No, that's not my cup of tea, that's for sure. Halftime show equals half-ass show. Yeah, they need to get some different performers on there that are just not pop, like they need to get like Metallica or AC/DC or Garth Brooks or Alan Jackson or somebody. I mean, all those guys could do twice the show and all have #1 hits. Aerosmith would be a good one, Guns N' Roses, George Strait, you know. Especially Garth, that guy's crazy. He could put on a hell of a show. Janet Jackson was great. Yeah, she was. Trace Adkins would be great, yeah. Well, you couldn't hear what that one guy was saying. Yeah, you couldn't understand any of them. Didn't like Adam Levine's nipples. No, I did not. Did not care for it. But I suppose they got to keep the women interested too. Yeah, it was a pretty boring game. Good defensive battle, that's for sure. I couldn't believe that they shut the Rams down to 3 points like that. That was ridiculous. The Super Bowl commercials were pretty boring too. It was a pretty big flop, if you ask me. I actually seen that they had the worst ratings they've had in a long, long time. So what about you guys? Are you guys ready for winter to be over with? Ready for warmer weather, or you just holding on to winter as long as you can? Have I ever fished Devil's Lake in Baraboo? Looking at 42-foot max. How deep is everyone catching fish this time of year? I normally fish around 10 foot deep. I've never fished that lake that you asked about anyhow, but yeah, I usually fish my pike and my walleye about 10 foot of water. Went through my tip up inventory during the game. 22 tip ups. There you go. That's one way to pass the time. I found myself looking at my phone and checking my YouTube and stuff more than I was actually watching the game. Yeah, I think I've got 21 tip ups myself. I use 9 of them pretty regularly, but the rest of them kind of just sit here. I was ready for it to be over with. No, I'm hooked on whitefish, yeah. Yeah, that's probably how I'll be. Like we'll go Wednesday and I'll get on some walleyes. And then I'll probably just want to, ice fish the rest of the year, catch walleyes and stuff. But I still can't wait for it to get warm outside and be able to mow the lawn and be able to barbecue out on the deck and do all that stuff. Go for walks, take the dog hiking, do some open water fishing, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to do on video for you guys this year too. Other than all the things I just said, but we got a really great quality deer farm just outside of town here, and I'd like to maybe go out there and do some videos of feeding deer and seeing some huge bucks and do all that stuff, and then fishing, do some cat fishing maybe. Lots of stuff I got in planned. Maybe we get together with Kyle, do some videos. Um, Lots of stuff coming up. Picked up 2 of those orange no dressing beaver dam tip ups from Fleet Farm gas station for $30. Wow, that's a pretty good deal there, Bry Burns. I've never seen the no trespassing beaver dam tip ups. Best time of day to ice fish on the lake for walleyes. For me, it is an hour before dark, right at dusk. A lot of guys do great on them early in the morning too. If you're on a big lake, like Mille Lacs, and I mean, maybe not so much Mille Lacs, but you get up in Canada and stuff. I'm sure there's tons of lakes that you can do well all day long on them. But typically for me, in these small lakes around here, I do great an hour before dark. And it also depends on the spot. See, I used to live on the lake here, and I would have tip ups in 24 hours a day. And the only species I caught all winter long, wasn't the best spot in the world, that's why. But the only species I caught the entire winter was walleyes, which you can't complain about. If there's one species that I'd like to catch out there was walleyes, and that was it. So I'm not complaining there, but that was the only species I caught. And then there was like two times of the night that they would bite. I would get nothing before dark most of the time. There was some times where I would, but most of the time my hot bite would be at 7 o'clock at night and then at midnight. For some reason, that was when tip ups hit, and I would stay up late all night long. Fish them. I'd have my blue tips on. I'd sit in the house and wait for my phone to go off basically, and I'd start running for a flag. But yeah, and my phone would wake me up occasionally in the middle of the night, and there'd be times where the blue tips didn't work, so I'd wake up to like two flags the next morning and go up there, and there'd be nothing there. Ready for open water, putting the cast, decking in my old 14-foot story soon. Click me, thanks man. So yeah, that's my answer to that. Anyways, it's about an hour before dark is generally a good time. So like generally when I go out, I like to have my tip ups in by 3 o'clock in the afternoon and have them sit, and then you won't get much until about, well, 3:30 at the very earliest, but like 3:30 to 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock usually you start getting the hot bite, and then you can be running for tip ups constantly, and then basically when it gets dark, fish shut off. And typically I pack up. I mean, there's more hot bites during the night too, but you're sitting there for a few hours before they hit again. So generally I fish that 1 hour and then I leave. Yeah, I would love to get the vulture systems. They're just too pricey for me. That could be a company too that I could reach out to for sponsorships. I'm not having much luck getting sponsorships right now. We emailed a bunch of companies, but haven't gotten any replies back from them yet. What is Vulture System? I think they're actually designed to be like Windows security systems, door systems, stuff like that. Somebody breaks into your house, it's real low alarms. Guys use them on their tip ups anyhow, and you get like a mile range. I think you can run six sensors off one handheld unit too. But they're very pricey. Check them out on Grim Outdoors Facebook page. They advertise them on there, and they look awesome. They look like they really work really well. But yeah, they're pretty expensive. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can get to you guys' questions now that we had on the YouTube channel here this past week. We'll do Todd's first. Todd Swansby. What would fishing be like today if there was no electronics to rely on? There would be a lot less fishermen, I guarantee you, if there was no electronics. A lot of people would strike out all the time. There wouldn't be no going out and drilling hundreds of holes trying to catch fish, because you just go out, you drill a bunch of holes, and then you stick your Vexilar, mark them, Humminbird, whatever it may be, down the hole, see if you can mark fish. Then you just keep hopping through holes until you mark fish. Well, guys that don't have electronics can't do that. So, people would be striking out all the time. You just go out, drill a couple holes, you don't catch any fish, you call it a day. Fish aren't biting, basically. So you go home. So I think there'd be a lot less fishermen, and perhaps fishing would be a lot better. Um, I have a Vexilar, but I hardly ever use it because 99% of the time I just tip up fish. So, you know, would be nice, kind of, to not have electronics in my situation. If you're, you do anything with a jig pole, any kind of rod you're digging for panfish, walleyes, whatever the case may be. Obviously, you're going to want electronics. Great tool to have if you ever use a Vexilar and then go fishing without one. You forgot it at home or something like that. You go fishing without one, and you're like, I can't do this. It kind of crippling too, and kind of makes people a worse fishermen. But when you have them, it's an awesome tool and makes fishing so much easier. See what else we got here. Wisconsin Outlook asked, "What was your worst day of fishing?" I always say any day of fishing is a good day, but I've had some bad experiences fishing. Um, Only one's popping into my head though, off the top of my head, would be me and an old family friend went out to the lake where there's where I do my pike fishing and stuff like that. And There's no boat landing on the lake. It's a private lake. There's 2 public boats there that people can use though. So you hop in those public boats and you take off. Well, me and my buddy, we were both standing up, and I don't know if it was a boat that went by and caused some wake or what. It's just a 14-foot aluminum boat, anyways. And there was wake, anyways, whether it be windy or a boat done it or what, I don't remember. But I was standing up, kind of split legged, and my buddy's tackle box was sitting open in between my legs, and that wave came and started rocking the boat, and I lost my balance and I tripped over that tackle box, tipped the whole boat, and lost all of his baits. Anyways, it was actually within like I don't know 4 foot of water maybe, so we actually went down and got most of his baits back that we could find, and but yeah, that sucked. And I can't swim, so that lake is max depth of over, I think it's like 118-foot max depth. And most spots on that lake, you get like 10 feet off the shore, you're in like 30 plus foot of water. So that could have been a real bad day for me, that's for sure. And luckily, we're in a shallow spot, otherwise, I might not be here today. So that's probably my worst day that I can think of. We also did tip a boat one time too, but I had a life jacket on. We weren't out fishing, we were going out in a rowboat out to see the 4th of July fireworks here in town. And we were way over limit on the boat. It was like a little 12-foot fiberglass John boat, and it had like a 300-pound weight limit, and we had like 5 people in there who were way over the weight limit. And like at the top of the boat, the edge of the boat was like that far from taking in water. And every time there was a wave, a little bit of water would come in. And then we had this one jackass in a speedboat just doing circles around us and making a bunch of wake, and all that water kept coming in. And yeah, ended up sinking our boat anyways. But we contacted the police station about it, and the guy actually got caught and received a healthy fine about that, and all the stuff that was in the boat that we had and lost. The guy had to replace it, which included cell phones and stuff like that. What is your weapon of choice during a zombie apocalypse? That's a good one. Weapon of choice during a zombie apocalypse, probably have to go crossbow, just because you're silent, it doesn't attract stuff. Probably a crossbow, something like that, something like Daryl would use on The Walking Dead. You have any books you would recommend for learning to do something? Yeah, 2 books come to mind. I would recommend for coon hunting, if anybody's interested in coon hunting with hounds, that you get Chronicles of the Night. I don't remember who the author is, but that's a very good book on coon hunting anyways, all true stories. This guy got a dog after years of not hunting. And then what's the other one I was thinking of? Oh, Aaron Franklin, what's that one called? The Barbecue Manifesto or something like that. Something on smoky meats. That's a good one. I think that might be it for the questions. Yep, that was it for the questions for this week. So thank you guys, Todd Swansby and Wisconsin Outlook for those. Get caught up here. Fished in here so far, never once bought a Vexilar Markham. Yeah, you don't necessarily need them, but if you're doing jigging and you can afford to go pick one up, go pick one up. And it's day and night difference on the amount of fish you'll catch. Oh yeah, I even use them during the day if I can't see my tip-ups, obstructions, or in view of sight. Hey, Burns, how's it going? If you were a bird, what bird would you be? Bald eagle, obviously. Has to be bald eagle. That would be a crow. I would go eagle. Yeah, I'd be eagle. John Gillespie or was Larry Smith? It's just Bayou Fishing, just seen the video on it. You guys got any more big trips planned for this year? You guys going anywhere out of your ordinary area? That's kind of one of my problems. I always fish the same lakes and stuff. I don't travel too far. Just come on. I don't travel too far. I always fish the same lakes over and over again. It seems like I got my spots. You know, I got a walleye spot. I got a crappie spot. I got a pike spot. I got multiple pike spots. I got a couple walleye spots. You know, and typically I can get on fish. You know, some days it's just a dud. You know, we can go up for brown trout and stuff. I can't guarantee that I'm going to catch them, but I know that they're there and I know they're good spots. But yeah, I want to travel around some more and learn some more spots. You know, if one spot ain't hit, another one might be. Even as far as like my local chain here, I don't fish it hardly ever. So when I do, I'd like to, you know, get out there and learn some more spots, especially on walleye. It's excellent walleye place, you know, and I don't really know a lot of spots to catch walleye here. And it's a problem too, you know, like this local chain here. Um, it's so heavily fished that the great spots always got people in them too. So you know, I like to be secluded. I don't like to be around a ton of other people fishing. You know, I always go fishing with people, but other people fishing, I like to give them their space, and I like my space and stuff. I'm not one of those guys that just like, oh, that guy's fishing over there. Let's go fish next to him. No, like, I'd rather not catch fish and then, you know, rather than go sit next to somebody and crowd them out and all that. You know, that's not how I like to do it. And like early ice too. I know spots where I could go catch a ton of walleye and stuff on early ice, but I don't go there because there's other people there. I like to go to a spot and park in a boat landing where there's nobody around and fish there, rather than going where I know there's gonna be fish. Beautiful dog, thank you. Yeah, I think he's black lab pit bull mix, but I'm not sure. Deuce. He's a good boy. A little high strung. Northeastern Wisconsin with the family this weekend. There you go. What species are you targeting in Wisconsin Outlook? 2 tournaments this weekend, 10 miles from each other. There you go. Don't have to travel too far then. Trying to plan a trip to Lake of the Woods. Yeah, that's one of the lakes I've always wanted to get to. Lake of the Woods, Mille Lacs, Canada lakes, obviously. Great places to fish. I've heard too, you get up to Canada and you never want to fish back here again. Go to lure first thaw. I usually don't fish that late. If I was to fish that late though, which you know, season would be closed, but if I was to fish that late, I would go for pike. So big minnows, stuff like that, I would go for. We have been catching large shiners lately in the lake, 9-10 inches. Yeah, them are good ones. You should. Well, I mean, depends on the regulations. I believe like if you're getting minnows, technically those are minnows. Um, you can preserve those and then use them in the same lake where you caught them at, I believe. But I think there's regulations on how you preserve them too. We had some people come up next last past weekend and cut off fish we were catching because the fish were moving parallel with the shore. Going for pike and panfish lately. There you go. Yeah, if I am jigging, I always like to have a couple tip offs out anyways, and then jigging a lot of times will just give me something to do in the meantime. I gotta get out with Wisconsin Fisherman yet this year too. I want to do a video with him for you guys. I don't know where we're gonna go, but hopefully, you know, we'll get on some fish. He obviously knows some good panfish spots. I know some excellent pike spots, walleye spots, stuff like that. Any good recipe for pickled pike? Not really. We've been kind of bouncing back and forth between recipes the last few times we've done it, and just my mom made pickled pike when I was a kid, and it was excellent. And then the last few years, she don't have the recipe anymore for some reason. She had lost it. So the last few years we've been bouncing back and forth, and it's just not as good as that original recipe that she had. So we're gonna keep trying different stuff, anyways. But yeah, we don't really have a go-to family secret or anything like that. How old am I? 26? No, I'm 30. I'll be 31 in April. Can you guys see yet? Did that animal rights activist leave a dislike on the video yet? I can't see dislikes on here. If he hasn't, might want to start calling hospitals, see where he's at. Might not be okay. He's usually in here disliking stuff by now. Father-in-law makes some awesome pickled panfish. Yeah, we pickled panfish when I was a kid too. One time we did it. We pickled pike and we pickled crappie at the same time. And when we did the crappies, we just scaled them and then flayed them, and then we didn't take the skin off. And that was a big mistake. Always take the skin off. They those fillets turned out pretty slimy. Did I get the ice storm too today? Must have been last night. The ice storm came through here, and yeah, they closed school again. So like the schools around here missed Monday through Thursday last week. They had school Friday, and then today they missed it again too. Just wait, YouTube is getting rid of the dislike button. I hope so. Is there a dislike on the video? I can't see dislikes in here right now. All I can see is that there's 0 likes. Yeah, I wish they would at least tell me who's disliking it so I can remove them from the channel. There might be ways to figure it out. Maybe I could contact YouTube or do some research to figure out who's doing it. Oh well, it doesn't hurt the channel one bit at all. Not once. Dislikes actually help promote the channel just like a like does. You can go search YouTube, and there's videos. People actually did experiments I watched where a dislike and a like basically did the same thing. 2 dislikes, that's awesome. Yeah, that's the way it goes. And if you guys get out and do between my 2 accounts, I gave the video 2 thumbs up. Thank you, Wisconsin Elk. I appreciate that. Can't please everyone. Well, no, those guys literally. I mean, whoever's doing it, 1 to 2 guys. It seems like sometimes. It seems like they are literally subscribed to the channel just to dislike my videos. With it, I'll upload a video, and within, I kid you not, the first 3 minutes I'll have a dislike on it. Within like the first 5 views, a lot of times there'll be a dislike on it. Like they literally just click on it, dislike, quit watching it, which is fine. Helps promote. Channel's relaxing, informative, way better than watching the pros. I appreciate that, Brightburn. That's why we do it. That's why I do it. And that's a lot to do with the live streams too. Is to help everybody else out. You know, like we got questions on go-to baits and whether the fish are not biting this time of year and stuff. You know, I like to give my 2 cents, and we have some great subscribers that always come to the live streams too that are very informative. Whether it be Pike Lake Kenny, Wisconsin Outlook, Todd, a bunch of the guys in here, Dells, everybody seems, you know, to be pretty knowledgeable. So if I don't have the best answer, somebody else has got an opinion on the subject, we're going to get you a good answer for it, and everybody's learning something. I learn stuff from you guys every week, just like you might learn something from me, and then, you know, that's the whole point of it. I like to learn just as much as you guys. I'm not an expert on anything, but you know, the more we learn, the more fish we'll catch, the more, you know, the better hunting we'll have, the more better barbecues we'll have, whatever we're doing. Somebody's going to get a good answer for you. So it's appreciated that you find better than watching the pros. That's one thing I have a knock against the pro fishing channels, like In-Depth Outdoors and stuff. Those are great, very entertaining channels and stuff to watch. But they don't teach you too much on those channels. The pros are so fake, I can't stand watching them. Yeah, I mean, they go to the best spots in the world to fish. They're in Canada. They're at Lake of the Woods. You know, they're, you know, Devil's Lake, North Dakota. They're at all these really popular lakes with trophy fish in it and great populations. And then they have guides. You know they do. And most of the time they'll say that they have guides and what resort that they're staying at to promote those resorts. They'll have guides. They'll go out, put them on the fish, and then they have multiple guys out there that are cameramen, whatever, and you know that they're setting out lines for all those guys too, like especially when they run tip ups or their iFish pros or whatever they're doing. So they got like 1 to 2 guys fishing a ton of these lines on spots that guides told them to go to on these Great Lakes, and then they're just ripping fish up out of the holes, you know, and catching giant walleyes and giant pike and lake trout, whatever the case may be. And you think that they're great fishermen, so that makes you want to go buy the Markhams and the Rapalas and stuff that they're using. And it's kind of a scam almost, really. But that's my 2 cents on it. Well, we need fishing shows, you know, by the pros that actually inform you of stuff. That's why, like, uh, I'm having a brain fart here. One of the most popular fishing shows, Doug Stange's the editor in chief in Fisherman. Like those shows are kind of garbage. Like, do just try to sell you Apollos and stuff. But like the Linders, the people that actually started in Fisherman years ago, they have Linders Angling Edge there, and they actually, you know, they're not super informative, but they actually will explain why the fish are biting in this area and what baits to use and stuff like that. So that's very helpful usually. Pros don't do live streams. Oh, there you go. Yeah, they don't answer questions. That'd be great. What if, well, I mean, it'd be so overran with all the subscribers and stuff getting in there and just pounding them with questions and stuff. So it's kind of cool that we have a smaller audience. Like right now, it says we have 11 people in here. But, you know, if In Depth Outdoors did like a Q&A, you know, once a week, something like that, they did a live stream where they just answered people's questions, which is cool, you know, even though that your question particular might not get answered. So say Pike Lake Kenny had a question about where should I fish walleyes this time of year, how deep a water, whatever, so have you, and then you know that might be answering the same question that I had, or maybe it's not the question that I was thinking of, but that's a great question. So everybody's learning something that way. So not everybody's question need to be in particular answered, but still everybody's learning something off it. So yeah, it would be cool if they did that, but you know, we're better than they are, so we'll keep doing it. Hey, Wisconsin fisherman, how's it going, Kyle? Um, oh, Todd's back. How's it going, Todd? Welcome back. BS call. Had 7 calls one day for a drunk 2 weeks straight. He needed help bad. Yeah, I could imagine. An interesting job to have, though. Wisconsin's got plenty of trophy fisheries, and I feel like Wisconsin doesn't get the respect it deserves. No, it doesn't. People think ice fishing across the Midwest. They think, you know, Minnesota. The difference between Wisconsin and Minnesota is they have the big lakes. They got Upper Red Lake, they got Mille Lacs, they got Lake of the Woods. Obviously, we don't have a ton of lakes like that. Like we have Winnebago, and that's it. They have 10,000 lakes over there, and they even put it on their license plates because they're pretty proud of it, which is cool. But we have 15,000 lakes over here, and we just don't have the big fisheries like they do, like Mille Lacs and stuff. So that's basically the difference. But there was actually In Depth Outdoors a few years ago did an episode 20 miles south of where I live, and they caught some excellent crappie. Larry Smith Outdoors. John Gillespie is so loud and annoying. I think he is hard. I think he's on hard drugs. That's a good one. John Gillespie, all he does is promote brats. He'll belly like a chimpanzee over a 3-inch perch. That's right. And the lakes may be small, but you gotta find the honey holes. That's absolutely right. There's still trophy fish around here too. Um, there's been from just friends of mine that show up on my personal Facebook page, friends that I went to school with and stuff. The local chain here has produced. I've just off my friends list on Facebook probably six trophy northerns this year for 40 inches, and I've seen multiple around 30-inch walleyes caught off the chain here this year. So there you go. I mean, the trophy fish are here too, not just on Lake Erie and not just on Lake of the Woods. So go to your local fisheries, and there's a good chance that you're going to catch a trophy fish. I mean, there's a good chance you're going to catch a lot of small fish too, but just about every lake, I would guarantee that there's trophy fish in there. You ever think about what's the biggest fish in this lake? Well, there's big ones in there somewhere. I mean, some lakes are just so overpopulated that they never get big, but even on those lakes, I bet you there's still big ones in there. Got to pick through the fish. Yep. Well, even on this one lake that I fish all the time, um, summer fishing anyways, it's really overpopulated on the bluegills. You can go out there and you catch literally hundreds of bluegills. Like I've probably caught 100 bluegills out there in an hour before, and you just ripping them up out of the lake, just nonstop. And you got to catch, 50 fish to catch, 5, 10 nice ones, but there's still big ones in there. So even the overpopulated lakes have nice ones. You planning any more trips for the week there, Wisconsin fishermen? I see you guys did pretty good. You, Todd, and your fiance there, and Todd's family did pretty good on the bike there on Sunday. I couldn't come. Um, we actually had to cancel the Super Bowl plans here. The baby's teething, and she's been a terror around the house here lately. So I couldn't really get away. Wednesday, you're going out. Yeah, I think on Wednesday. I think me and my buddy are going to go do some walleye fishing Wednesday night at my good walleye spot. So I should be able to get some video on there. How much ice do you guys have up there, Kyle? I haven't been out here in 2 weeks now, so I'm not too sure. I think the last time I went out, we had like 18 inches. I still haven't driven out yet, but 28 inches, wow. That's a ton. That's about extension time there. Yeah, somebody said that we had 24 here, but yeah, 28 inches. I'm always sketched out the first time I drive out on the lake for the year. So if there's 24 to 28 inches, it's definitely safe to be driving out, I guess. Fish like it's your last day. Yeah, hopefully we can get assuming I can get away from the house on Wednesday night. We'll be able to get you guys a good walleye video. Usually, typically, when we go out there, not every time, because it's fishing, but typically when we're out there an hour before dark, we've got 2 to 3 tip ups up at a time. Or usually catch a lot of walleyes. The later it gets into February too, the better it gets. There was a period 2 years ago we went out there, and for like the last week of safe ice and like enough to drive on, I bet you we caught 50, 60 walleyes in the last few days that we went out that one year. Yeah, for an hour straight there, it's just you don't even get back in the vehicle or in your shack. It's just nonstop catching walleyes. It's a lot of fun, and that's kind of weird too. Most lakes you go to, if you get a flag for a walleye, you let them run for a little bit. You give them a few minutes to make sure that they got that hook good. But that lake, it seems like they're gonna drop it if you're not there instantly. So it's real weird. One of your favorite lakes for walleyes is Red Cedar. Is that up by Rice Lake there, Brad Burns? Yes. Yeah, I've never fished the lake. I've heard it's a good lake though. Missed you this weekend. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I got a game up there with you guys. Looked like a lot of fun. All right, Kyle, are you uploading a video when yesterday when you took Todd out? Maybe Kyle's not in here anymore. Yeah, me and Kyle we're gonna have to get together and do some fishing one of these days too. Maybe I can twist his arm and get him to take me out on his boat. Oh, you're not? You didn't record? Maybe I can get him to twist his arm and take me out on his boat. I don't have a boat to fish on anymore. You swore too much. I uh I have some buddies like that too, where I'm like, you got don't swear, when I'm recording, and especially like if we have a missed fish or whatever on the tip up, they're like swearing. Like, well, I guess we're not using this clip, which is not so bad because we missed the fish anyways. But even myself, I'm like recording and I have somebody running the camera for me when I'm pulling a fish, and I'll start swearing. Then afterwards, I'm like, shoot, I can't use that video. I can't use that clip. Okay, what it be time to fish on the pressure high or low? High pressure. I have a fishing barometer here at the house, and believe it or not, it's actually fairly accurate. Um, it's got a little meter on it, anyways, that shows basically the barometric pressure, and it just says that fishing's good. It's got one for hunting too, but it says when fishing's good and when fishing's bad. And if I go fishing and that meter's just about full, and I don't say, oh, it's low, I'm not going to bother fishing today. No, I just go fishing. But if I happen to look at it and the fishing meter's high, honestly, 9 times out of 10, I usually do pretty good. You fished the Cumberland tournament once? Is that the one? Don't they give away like a truck or something at that one? And then like a pretty big one where you got to pay by the hole? Changing pressure is best. Yeah, so like before this, like we got a snow coming here for the next few days. So like before the snowfall, like this past weekend would have been excellent because that cold spell just snapped and it got warm. So that's usually good. And then it's right before the snowfall again too, also. So this past weekend was probably pretty good, but I got to work, and then yesterday I got to deal with the teething baby. So pressure was high around here too. I'd love to make vids, but I go it alone a lot, so it'd be tricky to be relevant the entire time. Yeah, that's an issue that I run into too because um, I haven't invested a lot of money on recording equipment. Most of what I do is just off my phone and stuff. I have a GoPro too, but I don't use it a lot. And I have tons of accessories for that GoPro, but yeah, I don't use it much. And yeah, it's pretty difficult to I don't have tripods and stuff like that to set up on, so it's pretty dang difficult to record yourself. And did I answer your question? What was the answer? Yeah, I did answer it. Oh, it was a long answer. What would fishing be like today if there was no electronics? I think there would be a lot less fishermen. I think because it'd be so much more difficult. A lot of people would be getting skunked twice as often, like now. If you're using a Vexilar, Markham, Humminbird, whatever, you're going out drilling a ton of holes, and a lot of people hole hop, and they'll take their electronics out there and they'll look for fish, and they'll just keep hitting holes until they mark fish, and then they'll dig that hole. That obviously eliminates that if you don't have um, equipment, the electronics. So you're going out, you're drilling 2 to 3 holes, might hit different spots of the lake, and you're going to strike out a lot of times. So I think there would be a lot less fishermen if there was no electronics. Well, electronics are a great tool, but yeah. My dog looks just like yours. He has the white tuxedo and everything. Does your dog have white paws? No, he doesn't. He just got the white vest on him. He's got white hair on his chest. He won't ever stand up and look right at you for the camera, but Zeus. Pa. I don't know if you can see his white chest or not. He's a bum. This is basically his day right here, just laying on the couch. He's a pretty good protector, though. He's a pretty protective dog, especially over the wife and the baby. Any of you fish at Conto County? I don't. I've never fished there myself. So no, look, I'll definitely have to try. There's so much to set up, especially if you hole hop. Yeah, that's true. You gotta have the right equipment to do that, you know, snowmobile or, you know, it depends. You don't have to have that stuff, but snowmobile, flip over shack, stuff like that. Get a chest mount with off brand GoPro and a battery pack, 64 micro SD card, turn it on and you arrive. Okay, so I don't know if Kyle's still in here or not, or Wisconsin Outlook. How do you guys get around the fact that, like the GoPro that I have, I get 17 minutes every battery I go through, and when it's cold out, it burns up the batteries in like 2 minutes. No joke. So how do you guys get around that? Is there like different batteries you can buy? How do you guys use them? They do a tourney on right here, and the Little League did the cooking of the food. Everyone loved it. Go around on wheelers delivering food. Not this year. Oh, that does sound like a good time. Brad Burns, I live in Green Bay. Yeah, I fish Rolling Lake in Nakano. I agree. I swore I would never use electronics. Now I have a Humminbird and an Aquaview. Yeah, yeah. Once you use them too, you just use several batteries, Kyle. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I got like 4, but it seems like a pain. But and my cell phone takes better. I mean, I don't have a brand new fancy GoPro or anything. It's an older model. It's a GoPro Hero 3, I think. But yeah, my phone obviously doesn't die that fast, and then my phone has better quality than my GoPro does. So I'll just use my phone. When one dies, put it on the portable charger. Wisconsin Buck Fever says cool. Wisconsin Fisherman is here. Yep. We're getting pretty close to the hour mark here. Does anybody have any more questions? Seen a guy die on the Lake Superior one time, hypothermia, with his picks in the ice. Wow. Kyle, what's the size of Aquaview? 10,000 mAh external battery pack that connects to my camera. Can he call you Kyle? No, you have to call him Mr. Wisconsin Fisherman at all times. D700i, 7-inch. So I have a question for you guys. Do you guys prefer an 8-inch ice auger or a 10-inch? It's kind of an argument that I have with a few people. Seems like every year, what everybody prefers. I got a balanced wife that's yelling at me for eating pike, and that I caught this weekend with the best guide in the world. BB prefers 8-inch. Favorite wild game to eat? Venison for sure. 8-inch is fine. Later time. Okay, so I'll tell you guys why I prefer a 10-inch. That's what I prefer. And 10-inch, I prefer because when it's cold out, you know, even when you're running, again, you're awesome. Love the live stream. Headed out. Okay, thanks for coming in, Kyle. I prefer 10-inch because when it's super cold out, it seems like I'm outnumbered here now. Everybody's saying 8-inch. But 10-inch, when it's super cold out, obviously the hole's going to take longer to freeze up on you. So I like that. When you're catching a big fish, you know, whether it be walleye or a pike or whatever, you know, we've even had trouble on like around 20-inch pike before, or walleye, I mean, getting their head up the hole, which is difficult. Obviously, you know, 10-inch hole, you're going to get bigger fish up it. So there's that. And then when you're jigging too, less chance of getting getting caught around your transducer. So that's why I prefer a 10-inch. But it's always a heated debate every year. 8-inch is plenty big too, and you don't have hardly any issues with an 8-inch. But we have used 8-inch holes before and had a difficult time getting the fish's head up the hole. 6-inch, yeah. I mean, if you guys are jigging, panfish and stuff, yeah, you can go down pretty small. Yeah, 10-inch too. That's the other issue. You can step in them easily, get injured, stuff like that. My kids fall into more often. I've stepped in a 10-inch hole before too and went all the way up my crotch. One day, honestly, the first step out of the truck that day was in a 10-inch hole and went all the way to my crotch. We drew triple holes, bobbing for Lakers and Apostle Islands, then ice bar them together. Yeah. Well, even an 8-inch, but especially a 10-inch too. Yeah, you got to be real careful around with small kids around them. That's for sure. 8 seems to be a pretty good middle of the road ice auger though too. There's definitely a place for both. I wish I had an 8-inch so I could use an 8-inch form, but all I have right now is 10-inch, which is fine for me. But not everybody likes a 10. So the P1 rocket auger, I don't know if I told you guys in a previous video or live stream or not, but I got this 10-inch P1 rocket auger, and I literally the last time I went fishing in that pike fishing video, I switched the tank over to a brand new propane tank, and I had used that same propane tank, the 1-pound bottle, since last year when I bought that auger, and I don't know how many holes I've drilled out of it, several hundred though, I guarantee you. And I took that thing off there when we went out fishing, and I shook it. I'm like, this thing's still got a lot of propane left in it. How could that possibly be? I've drilled so many holes with it, but I put a new one on anyhow. And we went out that day and drilled 72 holes, and I would bet you money that tank would have lasted that day for another 72 holes too. So those propane augers are awesome. Drill triple holes, bobbing for Lakers, Apostle Islands, then ice bar them together. Moved to fish up north. Thanks for joining us here. I don't think that I've seen your name pop up here before, so thanks for joining us. 10-inch or go home? Yeah. At least one guy's on my side here. I like the 10-inch. Wisconsin buck fever, plus my hole covers were floating 8 and a 10. Yeah, I mean, if you get those round hole covers too, they're designed to fit over a 10-inch. Just about all of them, I believe. They're designed to fit over a 10-inch hole still. But yeah, if you get a real warm day or something, it might sink down and end up floating in the water. But alrighty, guys, we're coming up on the hour mark here. Okay, UP. Watch my buddy wrap his auger into his shack. The throttle was wide open and shorted his brand new otter flip over. Ouch. That makes for a bad day on the ice right there. Expensive, guys. All right, guys, so we're hitting the hour mark anyhow. So this video is going to upload immediately after I cut it off. It's going to upload to YouTube here. So if you got any questions for next week's live stream, something you forgot to answer, we'll answer that for you. Sometime during the week, I'm going to make a post asking for more questions for next week's live stream. We get to all of them anyways if you guys ask them here in the live stream. But yeah, so if you got any questions for next week, don't forget to ask. Check out our Facebook pages. You can post questions on there, photos, anything you want to. Northwoods, Wisconsin. Anyhow, so thanks for coming in, guys.